Hello student, myself Professor Rushali Thapde from ICEEM Engineering College, Aurangabad. Today we will discuss about the collaboration diagram. In last lecture we have seen the sequence diagram which represent the behavioral model of our system. Similarly, collaboration diagram is also represent the behavior of our system. Now we will see what is a collaboration diagram. Collaboration diagram illustrates the interaction between the objects, how the objects communicate with each other, that is shown with the help of collaboration diagram. The collaboration diagram is also called as a communication diagram. It will represent the communication between the objects. The collaboration diagram, it illustrates the message that has been sent between the classes as well as the objects. As I said that sequence diagram focus on the time ordering of the message, whereas collaboration diagram focus on how the communication is takes place between the classes and objects or between the group of objects through the messages. Collaboration diagram express both the context of a group of objects and the interaction between these objects. Now, what is the purpose of collaboration diagram? The purpose of collaboration diagram is they are very useful for visualizing the relationship between objects collaborating to perform a particular task. That means this diagram is used to show whether all the objects of your class is being participated to carry out the particular task, or whether a set of objects is participated to carry out the particular task, or whether they are collaborated to carry out the particular task. Second, they provide a good view of interaction between the objects, which may be difficult to see at the class level. Everything is not possible to show at the class level. So collaboration diagram, what it does, it will show you the interaction at the object level, how the objects are interacting with each other. Collaboration diagram also represents the collaboration as well as the interaction between the objects, whether the set of objects or all the objects of a class, they are get participated in the particular communication to carry out the particular task. So interaction set of messages exchange in a collaboration to produce the desired result, that means to carry out that particular task. Now, what are the elements of collaboration diagram? These are the primary three elements of our collaboration diagram. The first one is that objects which are participated to carry out that task. Second one is the links between that object and the messages that are exchanges between this object to perform the task. Now, these are the syntax that are used to represent the element of our collaboration diagram. The actor is represented with the help of this symbol. Object is represented with the help of rectangular box, in which this is an object name, colon, which and next is a class which is optional, you can specify or don't specify it. It will represent to which class that object is belongs. Okay. Then an association, that is a link, is represented through the line between the objects and the messages, that on that link we have to write down the message which is sent and received between the objects. So we can say the exchanges between the objects. Now we can see one by one element of our collaboration diagram. Objects, the very first element is an object. Objects is nothing but a rectangles containing the object signature, that means object name and object class. Now the object name is optional, start with a lowercase letter, whereas class name, which is a mandatory, we need to specify to which class that object belongs, and it is start with the uppercase letter. Objects connected by lines with the actor that can appear. Objects participating in a collaboration come in two flavors. There are two types of objects. Some are the supplier, some are the client. Supply means who are sending the message, and client means who are receiving that message. Supplier objects are the objects that supply the method that is being called, therefore receive the message. Whereas client object call methods on supplier objects and therefore send the messages. Now in this diagram we have shown the different elements of our collaboration diagram, that is the actor, this is nothing but an object, and these are the association link, and this is nothing but a messages. Okay, we are giving numbering to the message to understand in which sequence that messages passes. Okay, so here librarian we are taking the library management system example. Now this actor is nothing but a librarian who will enter the ID of the user. If it is matches to the user ID, then it will calculate the amount. Okay, how much amount he has to pay. If some fine is associated with that amount, then it will calculate that fine and give result back, that is that much amount he has to pay. But if that ID does not matches to the user ID, then it will give the message that invalid user message. In this way you can represent the whole communication between the different types of objects of the different types of classes. Okay, the next element of the collaboration diagram is nothing but a links. The connecting lines that are drawn between the objects, different objects, as shown here, the connecting lines which are drawn between these objects, these are called as the links. These are called as the links. They enable you to see the relationship between the object. The links shows the relationship between the objects. This symbolizes the ability of objects to send messages to each other. A single link can support one or more messages that has been sent between the objects. Again, as shown here, the links are used to connect the two different objects. Now in this way it will represent how the relationship is formed between the objects. The visual representation of a link is a straight line between the two objects. If an object sends message to itself, the link carrying the message is represented as a loop icon. Here the object is sending the message to itself. Okay, so here we are showing that with the help of loop icon. This loop can be seen on both the UI object as well as on the transaction object. Here on the both side we are showing the loop icon. The next element of our collaboration diagram is nothing but a messages, an interaction that is implemented by a group of objects that collaborated by using the by exchanging the messages. So messages in collaboration diagram are shown as an arrow pointing from the client object to the supplier object. Typically, messages represent a client invoking an operation on a supplier object. Now, messages icon have one or more messages associated with them. It is possible that one object can send more than one message to another object to carry out that communication. The messages are composed of message text prefixed by a sequence number. Now here we are giving sequence number to each messages to know the flow of communication between the object, to identify the flow of communication, which messages goes first, which is next. The time is not represented explicitly in a collaboration diagram, and as a result the various messages are numbered to indicate the sending order. As shown here, we are giving the sequence number to each and every message to represent the flow of that messages, how the messages are flowing. Now flow by numbers. Here as shown in the figure, what the librarian first has to do, it enter the borrower ID. Now after entering the borrower ID, if it matches, then it will calculate the amount that can be borrowed. Okay, so it will create the amount, create that slip, or we can say payment ID for that borrower to calculate the amount. Then it will check whether the fine is associated with that amount. If then it will calculate that fine, get borrowers checked out media, and is media overdue, it can give the amount can borrow. And otherwise, if borrower ID does not matches, then it will display the message. That is a second sequence. Okay, all these sequences under the first case. All these 1.1, 1.1.1, all these sequences are under the first case, that is the first message. Under the first message it will calculate the amount borrowed, and under this all this sequence of steps will be carried out. If that borrower ID does not matches, then it will goes to the another sequence, that is displayed invalid user message. Now, the different notations are used for showing the message flow. The solid line that is used to represent the synchronous message with a pointed arrow, then the flow of control, then the asynchronous message, and last one is the return message, which is shown with the help of dashed line, dashed arrow pointer. Now, different types of messages. In that, first type is nothing but iterating messages. Collaboration diagrams use syntax similar to the sequence diagram to indicate that either a message iterates or run conditionally. An asterisk indicates that a message runs more than once, that means many to many. If you want to show that one object is sending multiple messages to the another object, you can use the symbol that is a asterisk, that is a many. Or the number of time a message is repeated can be shown by the numbers 1 to 5. Here we are showing 1 dot dot 5. That means the same message can be repeated 5 times. 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any number of times. Then second type of message is nothing but a conditional message. To indicate that a message is run conditionally, prefix that message with a sequence number and with a conditional clause in a brackets. This indicates that the message is sent only if the condition is true. Now we will see what is the difference, or we can say we will compare the collaboration diagram with the sequence diagram. In reality, the sequence diagram and collaboration diagram perform the same task. That means they show the same information but just present it differently. The way of presenting the information, that is the difference between the collaboration diagram and the sequence diagram. Otherwise both are representing the same thing, not used as as often as the sequence diagram, but are closely related. Now look at here, the same example is shown with the help of sequence diagram, which is focused on the time ordering of the messages. Okay, that means first librarian enter the borrower ID, then it will calculate that amount, then it will create the fine, check that fine, and it will send it back to the transaction. Then it will calculate the its total amount and send it back to the user. In this way, one by one sequence, that is the ordering of the message is shown in the sequence diagram. Whereas in the collaboration diagram, what it does, it will show the communication that is takes place between the different object of the different classes by giving them a sequence number. Which sequence it has to follow, that will be represented by this sequence number. So the collaboration diagram is better at showing the relationship between the objects. Instead of showing the time ordering of the messages, it will show the relationship between objects by showing the exchanges of messages between the objects. Number of messages. In sequence diagram, each message icon represents a single message. Whereas in collaboration diagram, a message icon can represent one or many messages. Between the transaction, as shown in the figure, between the transaction and fine object, there is a single message icon, but there are two messages, 1.1.1 as shown here, that is 1.1.1, that is a create, and 1.1.2, that is a calculate borrower fines. They are associated with the icon. Now here we see how to create a collaboration diagram step by step. So these are the steps for creating the collaboration diagram. The first one, determine the scope of the diagram, that is the use case it relates to. We need all the things we to show in the collaboration diagram, who are the objects which are participated in that communication. Place the objects that participate in the collaboration on the diagram. Remember to place the most important objects toward the center of the diagram. If a particular object has a property or maintains a state that is important to the collaboration, set the initial value of the property or state. Next, after placing all the objects, then we need to create the links between the objects. How the objects are connected to each other, we need to draw the links between these objects to show the collaboration. Then create a message associated with each link. That means which type of messages that has been exchanged between the objects, we need to create that message, and in last add the sequence number to each message corresponding to the time ordering of the message in the collaboration. That means once we have placed the object, after that we are drawing the links between that object, then we need to create the message that has been exchanged between these objects, and lastly we need to follow the sequence number to show how the flow of messages between the objects. I hope collaboration diagrams is understood to everyone. Thank you.